So my name is Tetyana Strelchenko. I'm America House Kyiv director, and I also oversee launching new America houses in Ukraine. One is already launched in Odesa. You will see it today. And we are also launching America House in Lviv. It's coming soon. So I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But before I start, I really want to thank our partners from Digital Communications Network, of course, our colleagues from the US Embassy, and all of you, dear mentors, speakers, and participants. Indeed, there is any piece of advice I would personally give to you participants, it's to remember the motivation, why you're doing what you're doing. We're living in the world where likes and followers became a new currency. It's almost like Black Mirror in this movie. And it's so easy, it's a trap. It's so easy to forget why you're doing things and you may just want to be popular and get this fame, but always return to this grassroots. You want to serve your community, you want to change, you want to have impact. And if you have influence, it's because you were selected to do this for common good. So this is my piece of advice to all of you, because from what I saw, you all have this power to change our country and also maybe the world. And I do have a little presentation on how we at America House could be useful to you. And thank you all for helping with it. So, and if we have a clicker, I could, perfect. Thank you. So at America House in Kyiv and in all over Ukraine, we have a lot of resources that you could use while creating your content, or just if you want to have professional and personal growth. Today I'll present to you Ambassadors Program, which is an experiment. But first, what is America House? Who has ever been to America House in Kyiv? Okay, I see hands. Thank you, colleagues. If you haven't been to the one in Kyiv or in Odessa, I really encourage you to visit us. You could see our lovely team during the time of COVID having Zoom session. So we are US Embassy Premier Outreach Engine. Sometimes they call us platform. I do not like this word. Platform is too steady, it's too static. It's not about us. We are dynamic, so I prefer us to be called engine. We are tech forward. It means that all our activities are directed to spark innovation and creativity in Ukraine. And our target audience are young people, youth aged 18-35. All right. Our mission is catalyzing the prosperous and democratic future of Ukraine by investing in emerging leaders, and those are young people 18-35, and strengthening ties between the United States of America and Ukraine. And our vision is independent and democratic Ukraine with strong economic, scientific, educational, and cultural ties with the United States. And now, what I can tell you. So in Kyiv, we've been since 2015. Odesa was launched just a few weeks ago, and we will have renovation and then have grand opening, I hope, this year or maybe early next year. But as I mentioned, America House Lviv is coming soon. We're in the stage of finding the new venue for it. However, we also have 23 Window in America centers all over Ukraine. They are smaller. They're mostly based on Ukrainian public libraries. However, they have resources. So if you're not from Kyiv, but from other regional cities of Ukraine, you could visit those and have some help. Our goals are to promote democratic reforms in Ukraine, to have successful relations with the United States, and to have resilience in the region. And this is something Ash mentioned. Security and safety is very important, and it's about media literacy, combating propaganda and disinformation as well. But what can we do together? So, you could participate in our programs. I'll tell you a little bit more about them. You could create with us, because we have a free of charge podcast studio and makerspace where you could come 3D print your first prototype if you have an idea, or shoot a video, or edit it with new equipment. So there are a lot of resources available. And you can be part of our community. So you could meet your mentors or peers with whom you would want to create new projects. About reforms and progress and programs that we are doing, of course, photos are taken from in a previous life, in a pre-COVID life. So right now we're mostly doing virtual programs, but slowly and steadily we are returning back to new normal. We have leadership cafes where we invite Ukrainian opinion leaders or representatives of the government. For instance, we had one with Minister of Justice a few years ago where ordinary people could approach him and ask their questions. They brought their cases, and they would never have this open dialogue maybe in a regular life, but that was their opportunity. We have Integrative Leadership School, and you could be participants of it if you want, where we partner with Sachi organization. It's a champion of combating corruption in Ukraine and preventing corruption in Ukraine, actually, which is important. So we do a lot of projects with them. And as participants of Integrated Leadership Schools, you will be equipped with tools on how combat corruption on grassroots level. We have a lot of change talks and public speaking competitions where you could also voice out your ideas. A whole range of English language programs, again, all free of charge. You can see from virtual English club to English for beginners and English for more advanced audiences, debate boot camp, chat sessions with English native speakers, including American diplomats, teachers trainings for future teachers, TED English, where you could practice your public speaking skills. So, and this is not even all of them, so it's just some of the programs, English language programs that exist. The US speaker program, something I really wanted to highlight. So just some samples of whom we brought. Oksana Masters, Paralympics champion from the US. Actually, she just won a few more golden medals during this past Paralympic Games. Bayata Ross, American artist. Shiloh Harris, US Army veteran. Anna Conley, prosecutor and civil civil deputy in Missoula. US astronauts, online and offline. So different types of speakers come to America House, online and offline. You could visit those programs. We have a lot of programs on entrepreneurship and innovation. If you happen to have startup ideas, from incubators to mentoring programs, career clubs for women, programs for creative industries. So if you're an artist, we could support you as well. And cultural events, from thematic parties to concerts, poetry readings, cooking show. It's me cooking American hot dogs. So artists from Broadway created another set of master classes to support Ukrainian artists, and this was done through us as well. So what is America House Digital Ambassador idea and how it could be helpful for you? So what we are thinking is, I will share with you a QR code soon. You could fill in the form where you could leave the area of interest, what you want to do with us. Maybe you want to create content. Maybe you want to meet with some of those speakers. Maybe you need our podcast studio just to be used for your projects. Or you, as an ambassador, you could write for our blog. So there are different types of communications we could do together. We'll get connected. We'll return to you with more ideas how we can satisfy your needs. And then you create content. Maybe it's an article, maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's an interview, as I mentioned. And if it's great, I can't promise, but if it's great, we share it on our resources. And we have 50+ followers on Facebook, not that many, still some good amount of followers. We have a lot of Instagram followers. So your content will be shared. So we give you content. We help you to create your content. And also we can share it through our channels. Okay, if you are excited, apply now. So I don't know if you guys, if you want, you can just photograph this QR code and check this application form. I don't know if you could see easily my email address. If you have more questions, you could just email me. Or during coffee break, we could discuss these ideas. If you have questions, I'll be happy to answer those. Thank you so much. If you have questions now, maybe if we have a couple minutes. No more questions, so.